and welcome into the latest edition of ESPN FC's Transfer Rater. Kane and Janusz Michallik here with you. And we've got an interesting one. It's a question that we're going to put to you, Janusz. It's a kind of this or that. And we would like to know which would make a bigger impact in the Premier League. Erling Haaland going to Chelsea or Harry Kane going to Manchester City? Now, obviously, both could actually happen. Both might not happen. But if it were one or the other, which do you think would make the biggest impact?
Could you not ask me an easier question? First of all, congratulations, you're a new mom, and I haven't had a chance to speak with you, so I want to make sure I say that. But look, yeah, I've thought about it, and they're both great players. I've grown into liking Harry Kane much more than I did before. I, like many others, have doubted him over the years, even though he continued to produce. No questions. Harry Kane to City. Not to say that Erling Haaland wouldn't. Obviously, they need a number 9, and we all know the issues that Chelsea have with that position. But he's trusted now. He scores everywhere. To me, he's top 3 in the world in terms of being the best striker. And by the way, I'm coming to you from Poland, and we have one Robert Lewandowski, so it's hard for me to say that. But I respect him so much. I think what Harry Kane has done, it's if he comes to City, I think they're untouchable. I really do.
A lot of people talk as well about the fact that he wouldn't be changing leagues. And that's not to say that Erling Haaland wouldn't hit the ground running in the Premier League. Everybody would expect him to. But is there something to be said about that? The fact that you're already very familiar with a league like the Premier League in Harry Kane's case?
100%. It's an easy thing to say. We often shy away from saying it, right? Because it's an obvious thing. But yeah, familiarity with Premier League, it's a different league, the pace and everything else. I think that, I'm not saying that Haaland wouldn't be able to adjust to that. I'm pretty sure he would be, but I think it's much easier for Harry Kane. I mean, if he's scoring at the rate that he is at Spurs, I mean, just imagine with all that service, the De Bruyne is, he'd be just loving life, wouldn't he? I mean, I would want to. I think I'd score, 30 goals a season if I played for City.
Yeah, and a true professional as well, Harry Kane. So surely Pep would be pretty happy there. I think he would too, Janusz. I'm not going to doubt you on that one.
No.
But just to mention on Haaland to Chelsea, because you and I have spoken many times here on Digital. We were speaking about him going to other clubs, and suddenly Chelsea's become what seems to be a front runner, at least when it comes to the rumours. Do you think that would be a good fit for him as the next step in his career?
It makes tons of sense, right? I mean, look, he's been so young. He's proven very, very quickly, how good he is. And you look at Chelsea, their needs, the familiarity, I suppose, even with Thomas Tuchel, right? I mean, the German side, all of it matters. We just think that it doesn't, right? I jokingly have told, no, I haven't told him, but with Robert Lewandowski, I think he would be a great fit for Chelsea, right? If he's antsy, if he wanted to move, which I don't think he does, but Bayern is going through some changes. Those two players, obviously goal scorers. You need somebody. You need a focal point like Haaland at Chelsea. And look what they've done without a player like Haaland. Imagine if he comes over there, instant hit, no questions about that.
What about Jadon Sancho to Manchester United? This is something that's been talked about for months now, and it looks to be ever closer.
Yeah, look. Big players for big clubs. He's a big player. He's proven it already at a young age. It makes sense to me. People will say, of course, Rashford, what does that mean for him? He may have to go central. He can play central. Look, I'm always of the mind that, great players will find a way. And I'm not saying that Jadon Sancho is a great player because he isn't yet, but he has the potential. So, you could put 5 different clubs, and I would say yes to Jadon Sancho. So if Manchester United gets him, they're getting a great player.
Yeah, it makes for some very exciting storylines, as is always the case in the Premier League, if these moves are to materialise. And when they do, I'm sure everybody will be watching.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.